For generations of students, the SAT has served as a rite of passage, an unavoidable step on the path to higher education. Like if your grandmother went to college, she probably had to take the SAT. But in the past few years, the situation has changed dramatically, with a number of prestigious universities going test optional, or even refusing to consider test scores at all.
Mr. Greenberg! Mr. Greenberg!
What is it, student me?
If the SAT is no longer required, should I even bother taking it?
To test or not to test? That is the question we'll be exploring in this video. So if you're on the fence, stay tuned, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you may want to take the SAT, and 2 reasons why you may not. Reason number 1, because it's required. While many of the most prestigious universities, including all 8 Ivies, have gone test optional, at least for the time being, there are a number of schools that still require test scores. 2 of the most prominent examples are MIT and Georgetown, but there are many others. So before you cross the SAT off your list, check the specific requirements for the schools that you're going to be applying to, and if it turns out they require you to submit test scores, stop watching this video and start watching all of the other videos I've made on how to prepare for the SAT, because you are going to have to take the test. Reason number 2, it can help you get into college. Just because you don't need to submit a test score to get into college doesn't mean it wouldn't help you to submit one. I mean, technically there's no requirement that you need to do extracurricular activities or volunteer work, but everybody knows those things can increase your chances of admission. And the same is true of a good SAT score. One of the reasons college admissions officers value the SAT is because it's one of the few credible measurements of your abilities. Like that perfect GPA of yours? Well, maybe you just go to a school that gives all A's, or you paid someone to do your homework for you. And that incredible internship that you did last summer, you probably just got it through nepotism. As for that incredibly poignant and insightful college application essay you submitted, how do they know you wrote it? But an SAT score, that's something college admissions officers know they can trust, so I wouldn't underestimate its value. But even if you're only applying to schools that refuse to even look at an SAT score, there's still one more reason why you may want to take the test. It's a learning experience. A lot of students think of schoolwork and the SAT as 2 completely separate entities, but there's actually a lot of overlap between them. Sure, the format of the SAT may look a little bit different, but think about the subjects that it covers. Reading, writing, math. Those are important skills in pretty much any academic setting. So it's not like the studying that you do for the SAT will have no applications in your life outside of the test. In fact, the work that you do in preparing for the SAT can help you develop valuable academic skills that will serve you well in high school and in college.
Thanks, Mr. Greenberg. You've convinced me. I'm gonna go register for the test.
Well, student me, not so fast, because taking the SAT also has its drawbacks. Allow me to give you the 2 big ones. Number 1, it might not help you get into college.
But you just told me a good score does help.
Yes, but the operative word here is good.
Define good.
Well, I actually made an entire video on the topic if you're interested. But the short answer is that it depends on the average scores of admitted students at the schools you're planning on applying to. So student me, where are you going to be applying?
Seriously, Mr. Greenberg, did you not notice my sweatshirt?
Fair enough. So for a school like Brown, the average score range for admitted students is going to be between a 1510 and a 1570. If your score falls within or above that range, it's probably going to be an asset. But if it's below that range, it's not going to help you, and in fact, submitting it may actually hurt your chances of getting in.
What if I get a score that's like within that range but near the bottom?
I'd still submit it. Admissions committees aren't stupid. If you don't submit a score, they may guess it's because your score just wasn't very good. And a score even at the bottom of that range is still respectable. But at that point, it's not going to be helping you much. And so it probably wasn't worth all the time and effort you put in studying to get that score. Which brings us to our second main disadvantage of taking the test. time and effort.
There's this kid at my school who says he got a 1600 without studying at all.
Good for that kid. And if you think that you can get a 1600 without studying, well, then you should definitely take the test. But for most students, getting a high score requires a lot of studying. And while that preparation may have some applications outside the test, in many cases it's time and effort that could be better spent elsewhere. Like, do you really want to turn down an incredible summer internship opportunity to enroll in an 8-week SAT bootcamp? Especially when all that time and effort may still not be enough to get you a score good enough to make a difference.
That's a good point, Mr. Greenberg, but now I'm not so sure again. What do you think? Should I take the test?
Ultimately, that's a decision that you and only you can make. But with the points I've given you in this video, at least you should be able to make a more informed decision. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks as always for watching, and good luck on the test, if you choose to take it.